The early morning secret, the hidden power that can change your entire life. Welcome back to Echo English, the place where we improve not only our English but also the way we think, learn, and live. Let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed how two people can have the same 24 hours, the same opportunities, and even similar talents, yet one builds an extraordinary life while the other feels trapped in the same routine year after year? Most people believe the difference is intelligence, luck, or money, but what if the answer is much simpler than that? What if the biggest secret isn't hidden in expensive courses, powerful connections, or complicated strategies? What if it begins in the quiet moments before the rest of the world wakes up? Today, we are going to uncover the early morning secret, a habit so simple that many people ignore it, yet so powerful that it has quietly shaped the lives of some of the world's most successful individuals. By the end of this video, you may never look at your mornings the same way again. The world before sunrise. Imagine standing outside just before sunrise. The streets are empty, the air feels cooler, birds begin singing while the sky slowly changes from darkness to shades of orange and gold. There are no traffic horns, no endless phone calls, no constant notifications demanding your attention. It feels as though the world has paused for a brief moment. That peaceful silence is more valuable than most people realize. Every morning, nature gives you a priceless gift, a fresh beginning. Yesterday's mistakes no longer matter. Yesterday's failures cannot stop today's decisions. Each sunrise quietly whispers the same message: you get another chance. Unfortunately, most people never hear that message because they wake up and immediately hand over their attention to their phones. Before they have even spoken to themselves, they are listening to strangers on social media. Before they have chosen their own thoughts, someone else has already chosen them. The first battle of the day is not against the world, it is against distraction. The library that opened before dawn. Let me tell you a story. In a small town lived a young man named Arjun. He dreamed of speaking fluent English, getting a better job, and giving his parents a comfortable life. He wasn't the smartest student, nor did he come from a wealthy family. Every morning he promised himself, "Tomorrow I will start changing my life." But tomorrow always looked the same. Late nights, late mornings, endless scrolling, excuses, and another day gone. One morning, while walking through the town before sunrise, he noticed something unusual. An old library opened at 5 o'clock every morning. Hardly anyone visited it. An elderly librarian smiled and said, "Most people think treasure is hidden inside banks. They don't realize the greatest treasure is hidden inside quiet mornings." Those words stayed with Arjun. The next day he returned. He read for 30 minutes. The following day he practiced English speaking. The next week he began writing in a journal. After a month, people noticed he spoke more confidently. After 6 months, he passed an interview that thousands of others had failed. Years later, someone asked him, "What changed your life?" He smiled and answered, "Nothing magical happened. I simply stopped wasting the first hour of every day." His success did not begin with a promotion, it began with a sunrise. Your brain is like wet cement. Have you ever seen workers pouring fresh cement onto a road? For a short time, the cement is soft. Anything pressed into it leaves a mark. But once it hardens, those marks remain. Your mind works in a surprisingly similar way every morning. During the first hour after waking, your brain is highly receptive. The thoughts, emotions, and information you absorb during this time often influence your attitude for the rest of the day. Imagine beginning your mornings with fear, negative news, arguments, or endless social media comparisons. Without realizing it, you are planting anxiety before your day has even started. Now imagine beginning with reading, gratitude, learning English, exercising, or planning your goals. You are planting confidence, focus, and purpose instead. The seed you plant in the morning becomes the tree that grows throughout your day. The silent advantage that nobody notices. People often admire successful individuals without seeing what happens behind the scenes. They see the promotion, they don't see the early mornings. They see the fluent English, they don't see the hundreds of mornings spent reading aloud. They see the healthy body, they don't see the mornings filled with exercise while everyone else was asleep. Great success rarely comes from one dramatic decision, it comes from thousands of quiet mornings that nobody applauds. Discipline is invisible while you are building it, its rewards become visible later. Why mornings are perfect for learning English. If your dream is to speak English confidently, the morning may become your greatest teacher. Your brain is less crowded with information, your attention is stronger, pronunciation practice becomes easier because your mind isn't exhausted by the day's problems. Imagine spending just 30 focused minutes every morning listening to English conversations, repeating sentences aloud, reading a page from a book, and learning 5 new words. 5 words every day become more than 1,800 words in a year. Imagine how different your confidence would be after 12 months. You don't need extraordinary intelligence, you need extraordinary consistency. The power of winning one small battle. Many people think they need enormous motivation before they can change, but motivation often comes after action. When you wake up and make your bed, you have already completed one task. When you drink water instead of reaching for your phone, you have made another good decision. When you exercise for 15 minutes, you have won another battle. Each small victory quietly tells your brain, I am someone who finishes what I start. That identity is far more powerful than temporary motivation. The enemy that steals your future. There is an invisible thief waiting beside your bed every morning. Its name is just 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes become 30, 30 become an hour becomes another missed opportunity. Days become months, months become years. Most people don't lose their dreams because of one huge mistake. They lose them through thousands of tiny delays that seem harmless at the time. Success does not usually disappear overnight, it disappears minute by minute. Your future is built before breakfast. Think about this for a moment. By 8 o'clock in the morning, one person has already exercised, read 10 pages, practiced English, planned the day, and eaten a healthy breakfast. Another person has spent the same time scrolling through videos, comparing themselves with strangers, and rushing out the door feeling stressed. Both had the same sunrise, both had the same 24 hours, only their choices were different. A year later, those choices will become two completely different lives. The real morning secret. People often ask successful individuals, what's your secret? Many expect to hear about complicated systems or hidden tricks, but the truth is surprisingly simple. They respect time before the world demands it. They invest in themselves before they invest in their work. They build themselves before they build their careers. Morning is not just another part of the day, it is the foundation upon which the entire day stands. A weak foundation creates an unstable life. A strong foundation supports extraordinary dreams. Start tomorrow, not someday. You don't need to wake up at 4 in the morning. You don't need a perfect routine. Start with just 30 extra minutes. Drink a glass of water. Stay away from your phone. Read a few pages. Practice English aloud. Write one paragraph in a journal. Exercise for 10 or 15 minutes. Spend a few moments in silence thinking about the person you want to become. These small actions may look insignificant today, but remember, giant trees begin as tiny seeds. The greatest transformations often begin with habits so small that other people laugh at them until they see the results. Every sunrise gives you two choices. You can let the morning happen to you, or you can shape the morning before it shapes you. The early morning secret has never been reserved for the rich, the talented, or the lucky. It belongs to anyone willing to wake up with purpose, protect the first hour of the day, and invest in becoming a better version of themselves. Years from now, you may not remember every sunrise, but your future will be built by the choices you made during those quiet mornings. Thank you so much for watching Echo English. If this video inspired you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a video that helps you improve your English and transform your mindset. And before you leave, I want you to think about one final question. If you were given an extra hour every morning to build the life of your dreams, would you use it wisely or would you give it away to distractions?